Hello, everyone, and good day to you. I hope that you're doing great, and we're right kind of at the weekend, so I hope everyone's looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Welcome back to our ongoing Solo Crusader playthrough. This is, of course, Roger with Groovers Games Unlimited, creator of Dungeon Crusade, Avalon Adventure board game, and welcome back. I'm very happy to be back with you, and I just love hanging out and playing the game. A couple things right off the bat. First and foremost, again, thank you for tuning in to check out the Solo Crusader mode, and most importantly, learning the game and getting acclimated to it. In saying that, I always try to do my best with the videos and always try to make the next ones better. So in this one and on, I just want to try to be more brisk with you, but still spend time and teach you some stuff about the game and some of the strategies. So hopefully you'll see we're gonna get this moving. But I'll stop and point some things out. But I think what we went over, you pretty much know this game. I mean, we went over just about everything. So I just wanted to say that we're going to try to get it to be more brisk, and I hope you're enjoying the series. And stay tuned, because there's one thing you haven't seen yet. Well, there's actually a lot, but one thing in particular, we're going to do something a little reckless in the hero phase. So let's get to this and let's hope for the best. The other thing is that I was just made aware of, there's a very awesome guy named Justin, and he runs the YouTube channel called Board Game Losers. Justin, I love that name. Little did I know, he is actually doing his version of the Solo Crusader game mode. So Justin, thank you so much, and for everyone tuning in to check that out. So all you guys here, if you'd like to go see what Justin has going on with his Solo Crusader playthrough, I put a link right at the top in the description and in the comment section. Go say hello to Justin. Think about subscribing to his channel. He's such an awesome guy. So I'm trying to find some time to watch what he's got going on. And he's actually doing Castle Blackwood. So that's kind of a good contrast. You're seeing the ancient runes here. Head over to Board Game Losers, and they're doing Castle Blackwood. Okay? And lastly, before we get going, I wanted to say, Mike pointed this out, and I was just so excited. I don't want to pull the camera down, but remember we had this battle, or we thought was going to be a battle, over here in the ancient depths for that last bottle of sparkling cherry jubilee wine, and I said I was going to rally Matari. I took Maheliac in there, and I was just so excited to just wound up with the churn. And I did not rally Matari. So I just wanted to say, if there was a monster, I would have caught that and just suffered the consequences with going in, and just with Maheliac, and I failed to rally Matari. And that's kind of the way it is when you reveal that that monster token, that you have to fight that monster. So I just would have suffered the consequences and fought with him. So I just wanted to clear that up and my slip up. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the upkeep phase. Okay, here we are kind of in our player area here with our hero and two mercenaries. And just to always reinforce this for you, top of a turn, we're going to go through upkeep on our player aid card. You probably already know, right, guys? Heroes don't have any torches, and I meant to get a few torches so we could use those. So when we send Albus back to the village, we're going to grab a few torches. But no hero has a lit torch. If they did, you would have to roll a d12. On a result of 1 to 2, the torch would go out. So we don't have to deal with that. None of our heroes have any afflictions, as in bleeding or poison. Bleeding, they'll lose 1 health. If they're poisoned, they'll lose 1 essence. We don't have to deal with that. All of our heroes' special abilities, like Maheliac's, well, actually, we don't have to channel that. But Magic Missile, we did not use that. So there's nothing channeled, basically. And Matari just got that enchanting hymn, so we're good with that. We're not interacting with the teleport track yet, but that is coming as soon as we defeat Red Widow. And that's coming, I think, in the next few turns. So other than that, we're all good. So let's go over into the dungeon and tell you what I think we're going to do for this forthcoming turn. Okay, we're in kind of like our hotspot of the dungeon, around here with the ruins of Daggerith, Cesspool South, because we have these two minions here. First thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to move Albus. And he has a healing potion and elixir, and we're going to give that to our heroes here, Mahaliak and Zeke, because this is kind of reckless. It's not advised to do this with level 1 heroes, but let's have some fun, and I could show you something about the game. Zeke and Mahaliak are going to go into a mystery chamber. And it's just one of those things. I have a bunch of those mystery chamber tokens you get with, I say that there's like 16 different ones with the game, 16. But you just put those in a cup or mug, pull one out, and again, you don't know what's going to happen in a mystery chamber. So we'll get into some trouble, I think, or maybe we'll find something good, or who knows what'll happen. So we're going to be doing that. So we're going to move Albus first. And then Zeke has some gold he's going to pass off, and we're going to send Albus back to the village. So Albus will activate first. Initiative token 1, as I get the initiative tokens, we're going to give that to Mahaliak. Okay, we're going to give that to Mahaliak. And we're going to have him enter into the mystery chamber. And it's just like when you go in with if there's a champion monster, you can rally a hero. So it's the exact same procedure. So he is going to enter, and he is going to, of course, rally Zeke. We're going to give Zeke initiative token 2, put that in his player area. And who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to hope that everything goes good. We're going to hope. I'm going to give initiative token 3 to Mahaliak. And my thought is, I don't know if we can do this, if we have the movement. Probably don't. I was going to try to go after one of these minions here and try to take him out. So we'll see how that goes. Initiative token 4, of course, will go to Zeke. And we'll see what happens with him. So we'll give that to Zeke. And then let's move over here with Matari. Okay, and finally, we are going to give initiative token 5 and 6 to Matari. And just to reinforce again, remember, when you have 2 mercenaries, and of course your hero, you have to divide the initiative tokens evenly. So each one would get 2, and you can't disrupt that formula. So what I'm thinking of doing is kind of using some stealth and moving her closer to Red Widow and to start the battle. Okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think we might run into that Shadow Dweller over here in Hero's Vigil area. So that's my plan. We're going to move Matari closer to Red Widow, and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, so that's that. And we're going to move into the encounter phase right here. So I'll meet you at the encounter deck. Okay, and we are over here at the encounter deck, and just to show you on the card, that is the next step there. Draw from the encounter deck, and it is going to be, this is an environment card. So let's take a look at this. Now, remember that we already have the bounty board environment card in effect. This will cancel it out. So once you draw, if you draw another environment card, that cancels out the current one. So we'll go over there in a second, and because we do have some gold coming to the heroes on Celebration Day. So let's take a look at this one. There it goes. A blood red moon has risen over the dungeon. It is the night of the undead. When combating monsters with the undead racial trait, right here, these monsters receive a +3 to all warfare values while this environment is in effect. So what that means is, and that I have to say that is a killer piece of art. I worked with a very awesome guy named Cameron. So it's like, an eye, then there's that moon with a graveyard. Very, very cool art. Kudos to you, Cameron. So something else, I don't know if you know this, but when I created the game, there's 5 different racial traits. There's human, undead, demonic, mythical, and beast. So any monsters that our heroes run into that have the undead racial trait, that's going to be because this blood red moon is over the dungeon. making these undead like frenzy, very chaotic. They're going to get their warfare values, bolstered up by 3. Not their damage, just that warfare value. And I don't think Red Widow. No, so she's a mythical creature. So just give you a heads up here. That's where you can find the racial traits right here. So that's the mythical racial trait right there. So she's not undead. Good. That's all we needed to have that. And then, she gets all those warfare values right here boosted by 3. And I don't think we have any undead. We just killed the... Oh, yes, we do. Or no, that's a wraith here. Just I thought I'd show you. So no, this is not undead. Okay. So, but we just killed that skeletal grunt. That was undead. So we don't have to worry about this. So let's go over there and talk about our bounty board and put this one in its place. Okay, and here was that bounty board environment card. It had the 3 red marker tokens on it, and the heroes have 300 gold coming to them on Celebration Day. After this card has been played, place it back into the inactive encounter deck. Because remember, you're going to create an encounter deck of 40 cards, but then you have all the other 47. And throughout the game, you're always going to have a fresh encounter deck. So you're always going to see something new. So this is going to go into the inactive deck. So I'll set this aside with these as a reminder that the heroes have 300 gold when we hit Celebration Day, which is going to be very soon. And we will put our new environment that's in effect with the blood red moon over the dungeon in its place. Okay, let's just go over the Guardian phase real quick and then into the hero phase. Okay, and we have already talked about this a few times, the Guardian spawn track, so we'll just go over it quickly, just, so it's just reinforce it so you know. Of course, after the encounter phase, it would be the Guardian phase, and you're simply just going to roll the d20, consult the result, and see where the red marker token is, if a Guardian will spawn. So we're just going to bypass that now, but I just wanted to just touch base with you on that. Okay, we are in the hero phase. Again, we're flipping over our player aid card. There's the hero phase right there, and then of course the monster phase, and then some reference for you. So we're in the hero phase. As I said, we're going to be moving Albus to get closer to the heroes. Zeke is going to drop off some gold to Albus. Albus is going to give them some potions. So we will get Albus going now. Remember, he is level 2, base movement of 8, plus the roll of a d8. I actually should have raised the camera up for you, but we'll make do with this. Okay, so that's 5, and 3 is 8. 1, 2, 3. He is going to stop. So he used, 8 and 15, that's 13. So he has 10 movement remaining. He's going to pass off these potions here because he is adjacent to both heroes. And I think we're going to give this healing potion to Mahaliak. We'll give the elixir to Zeke. And Zeke is going to give him this 800 gold. Show you that. Okay, we'll give that to Albus. So Albus now has 1,100 gold. So he has 10 movement remaining. And maybe I'll just lift him up so you can see. We're going to send him back to the village. Carefully lift this up. So he had 10 remaining. Turn him this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that ends his first action. And we'll roll over here in the siege tile. 2 and 8, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so next turn he will make it to the village. Then he could do his shopping and we can move him back in. Let's go back over to our heroes as they are about to enter into a mystery chamber. And we're about to move Mahaliak into a mystery chamber. So let me just give you some information about a mystery chamber. And actually, here are all the mystery chamber tokens. There's actually 15 of them. So I don't want to give you any spoilers, but I do want to give you a little hint. So when I put these together, it truly is kind of reckless, risk and reward kind of stuff. There could be crates, there could be treasure chests, there could be any level champion monster in there. Could be empty. And lastly, I'll just say that there could be a spinning vortex. And that's all I'll say. But if you encounter a spinning vortex, make sure your heroes have their seatbelt on. I'll leave it at that. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take all these, and this is simply what you do. I have our chalice here, chalice of eternal life, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to put all these in here. I'm just going to set this off to the side. I just want you to see they are in here. I'm not going to look. And now let's start Mahaliak's turn. Mahaliak has the initiative token 1. Set that aside. We're going to get the D6. He has a base movement of 2. You guys probably already know that. Base movement of 2 with a roll of a D6. We'll roll right here on the northern quarters quadrant. And we really don't need move, and he's going to get right in. So 1, 2, remember chamber doors automatically open, no action is required. And remember, these are master tokens, so there's nothing, use this during the seeding process. And actually, real quick, I might be doing a video on the seeding process, just that alone. That's kind of like the random dungeon generator, because there was a few people asking questions, and of course I want to make sure you guys know exactly the procedure for that. So that's going to be coming after our Solo Crusader playthrough, which is wrapping up this weekend. So anyway, back to this, it's called a master token. That's what I call them. So there's no information on this. So Zeke goes in, and then you would declare, okay, I just want this hero to, experience this mystery chamber. But of course, we're not doing that. We're going to get Zeke, who has initiative token 2. But first, Mahaliak is going to rally Zeke by paying the 1 essence. Remember, it's 1 essence to rally a fellow hero. So he kind of like calls out to his comrade. Zeke has, of course, initiative token 2. So he will answer the rally call. And he doesn't even need to roll because he already has a base movement of 2. So we'll just move in. Chamber door closes. And now we're going to go over here to our chalice. What do we call that before? The chalice of eternal something. Call it what you want tonight. And we're going to reach in. Just want you to see there's no funny business. Shuffle them up a bit. I may regret this, guys. You know what would suck? A level 4 champion monster, elite, and it has the undead racial trait with our blood red moon over the dungeon. Okay, here we go. And okay, I got one. The heroes have found. Uh-oh. You ready? Oh. It's an empty chamber. Woo! That was kind of relief. Actually, I was hoping that it would be something interesting for you. But you know what? It's no spoiler. So you'll be surprised when you play and what you find in a mystery chamber with your heroes. Okay, let me reposition the camera and let's move on to, because we use the initiative token 1 and 2, right? So we're going to be going back to Mahaliak with initiative token 3. And I think I know what we're going to do. That was a lot of buildup, wasn't it? To find an empty chamber. So the heroes kind of went in with their swords drawn, or, Zeke with his staff ready to shoot magic missile. And no, it was just an empty chamber. But again, I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with exploring mystery chambers and what you may discover within. Okay, so we are on initiative token 3. This is, of course, Mahaliak. And I don't think we can get to the Orc Siege Breaker because we came out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would need a lot of movement. So let's take a look at our goblin footman. I think we're definitely going to go after this guy. I think because, Maheliak's not going to be in the battle with Red Widow. He's not one of our Guardian Hunters, so we might just have him around here. And actually, he is versed in that Orc Siegebreaker has these very similar warfare traits. So we're just going to go after the Goblin Footman, or try to, okay? So let's get our D6. He has a base movement of 2, but we're actually going to be giving him a torch when Albus comes back, and that will give him a +2 to his base movement. So let's roll. Hopefully big movement. Nope. Let's see how far we can get him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to need a lot of movement to get to that Goblin Footman, but we'll try. Okay, so second, hopefully get a 6. Got a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop right there. What happens? Goblin Footman is going to convert into a raiding minion. I have that right here. So that's going to go. So he sees Maheliak. He is converted from a vagrant minion into a raiding minion. Put that on his card. You know what? I forgot how many movement he had because I stopped. What did he have before? 4, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I got that right, didn't I? Yeah, because what he had 2, right? On the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that's good. So I'll tell you what, guys, I think we're going to have a battle right here in the Runes of Daggereth. Let me get the warfare tokens, get the dice, and let's see what happens with the Goblin Footman. Okay, we're about to start the battle here, and I'm going to tell you, Maheliak is just a powerhouse in all of those warfare traits types that the Goblin Footman is. And just probably from us playing, you already know. I mean, he greatly excels at chaos warfare and physical warfare. He's got Mallory's golden bow that gives him a +3. And remember, we just bought him the Troll's Tooth from, where Albus got it from the village. So that gives him a +1 to physical and chaos. He is going to demolish this Goblin Footman. Okay, so first though, Goblin, remember, minions, we're just going to go through it quick. Minions have 3 warfare types. They're trash mobs. They're not proficient at using all 3. Here are all the warfare tokens. We're going to give them a quick shuffle. And you know what we'll do? So it's completely random. Let's get our D3. Okay, so we have our D3. Let's roll right here. Okay, we're going to go to the second one. So 1, 2. The Goblin Footman has decided to use ranged warfare in the battle, and that's fine. So let's consult this here. So it's a 10. Well, Maheliak has Mallory's golden bow. Does 2 damage, and of course that's a +3 to that. So that he's already up by +3. And if you remember, he is kind of just middle of the road on his hero card with range. That's a 0 right there. So, as I said, he's going to do awesome with this. So with adding +3, all he needs to get is a 7, guys, and he's going to kill it. And it only has 1 hit point. So I'm going to set his monster card off. We have our ranged warfare dice. We do have the final strike die. I'm going to roll very carefully right here, and hopefully don't knock anything over. Okay, so pulls the bow back, and you spoke too soon. So, okay, so remember you process, oh no, he did good. I thought that was a 1. So remember, you process your warfare roll first. That's an 8. 4 and 4 is 8, plus the 3 from Mallory's golden bow. And of course we declared that. So that's a 3 to that. 8 and 3 is 11. Of course then I'm going to point something out about critical strikes. This is the perfect time to do it, I believe. Yeah, because he hit with a 17 with the final strike. But let me get its monster card. and so it only had 10. So he killed it with the one hit. Okay, we're gonna do the loot and gold roll in a moment. Okay, there's no life force, so it's 20 and 20. But let me explain something to you. Notice how, and this is called the critical strike. This is the last thing to know about minions, and it's kind of like it's carryover damage or splash damage. Notice that this goblin footman only had 1 health. Well, on Mahaliak, of course, dealt 2 damage, right? Because his weapon does 2 damage. So it only took 1 damage to slay that goblin footman. He has 1 left over, right? And final strike. He also scored a hit with that, with 17 and what? Adding, remember, you can add that ranged warfare to this too. That's 20. That's another 2 damage. So that's 3 damage left over. Let's say there was a minion adjacent here or another one. Picture it just carries over. He did extra damage. So if there was another minion here or here, it has to be adjacent. The player can select, okay, I want to take that splash damage for the critical strike, as we call it, and apply damage to that. So that's something I don't think we talked about before, maybe briefly. So this is a prime time to just, get you up to speed on that. So remember, if you have extra damage left over, in this case, it only took 1 damage to kill the goblin footman. We had the 1 plus from the final strike. That would be a critical strike. You could apply 3 damage to another target, basically. And guys, that's how that works. Okay. Killed him. Dead. Let's clear up the dice. And I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, that was just perfect. I mean, Mahalik was definitely the hero to take him out. We're going to do our loot and gold rolls. So Mahalik's kind of trying to loot this thing to see if it's carrying anything of value. He's looking and he finds nothing. I was hoping to get a 20. No, it's carrying nothing of value. Okay, let's clean up our goblin footman. And I'm going to clean up back here where I put everything. We're coming back, initiative token 4 with Zeke. And I think you're going to like what we're going to do. And we're here with Zeke with initiative token 4. And actually what I was going to do, and I think we're going to do something else. I was going to try to have Zeke get in range of the Orc Siegebreaker and have him blast it with magic missile. But what I'd like to do now is, though, I think that we should, and it's just a better strategy, is move Zeke down in closer to Matari, because these are guardian hunters and the final battle's coming up. So we're going to try to get a lot of movement to get Zeke closer to Matari so we can attack Red Widow. Because honestly, you saw how Red Widow moves. This could happen this turn in the monster phase. So we will see. So let's generate some movement for Zeke. Hopefully we get big movement. Roll of a d6, base movement of 2. And let's roll right here in the northern quarters, and 2. So we have 4. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Close that door. And then for his final action, 3 and 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so he's a little closer to her. And that will wrap it up for Zeke. Let's head over to Matari and think about what to do. Okay, and we are with Matari with initiative token 5 and 6. And I thought about a lot of different things here. But I think, it doesn't make sense to come down here into the pit of darkness and go this way because there's that trap we'd have to contend with. I think we're going to move her into this area here known as the Ruins of Hamvir and prepare to get Zeke over there and then start the attack on Red Widow. So we're just going to move her for right now. See what kind of movement she gets. Just take a look at her hero card real quick. She has a base move. Remember, there's the base movement of with a d6 plus base movement of 3. Sorry. So let's generate some movement. That's 5, and we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then move again. Again 5. I'm thinking here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? She's going to hide out. She's hiding in a chamber. Okay, so that's what she's going to do. Because if Red Widow comes this way, she's not really prepared to fight her on her own yet. Or is she? Because if she's fighting her, Zeke can come up. Yeah, you know what we're going to do? We already used initiative token 5. Let's cash that. Put that aside. Let's do that. Well, that was 4. I'm sorry. Initiative token 6. So we're going to move her out. We're going to hopefully Red Widow makes her way over here. They can start the battle. Zeke is kind of over there. Bring him up on the next turn, and they can pretty much take her out. So initiative token 6. All we're going to do, generate some movement. It's a lot of movement. 6, so we're just going to come out of that chamber, actually in 1, 2. So Matari is getting ready if Red Widow comes this way. And of course, Zeke is right there. So she's not that far away. So hopefully that Albus will make it back with the torches, have enough movement, and we can move him. But you know what? We're still in the hero phase. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to end Matari's turn. However, we're in the hero phase, so we are going to level up Albus again to give him even more movement. Remember, Albus can be leveled up anytime during the game. We're going to pay that 5 essence. Let me get that. Okay, here's one of the tokens right here. So 5 essence. And Albus has leveled up to his max level, level 3. So let's take a look at this here. He can carry now 8 consumables. He now has a base movement of 10 plus the roll of a d10. He can carry 5 pieces of loot, and then he can carry now 3,000 gold. So our fetch hound is at max level. That feels great. Okay, guys, that ends the hero phase. I think it was a pretty good hero phase. And let's move on to the monster phase and see what's going to happen. Okay, and again, looking at our player card, there is, of course, we just did the hero phase. Here is the monster phase right here. So with our new minion movement speed track, we're going to roll a d6. We're going to see how aggressive the minions are going to move. Wow, they are going to be quite lethargic. That's only a 1, so they're going to be using a d3. They're not going to move very much this turn. I'm going to scoot you over here because remember, Mahaliak did kill the goblin footman. And so our minion population is, there's only 4 minions in the dungeon. Of course, it's at 5. So let's go over to the monster area and spawn in a new minion and see where it will spawn at. And we are over here in our monster area. And I gotta ask you guys for help. I think earlier in the game, didn't we put 1 damage on Red Widow? Because this was off of there, but I could have sworn we did. So Andrew, I know Eagle Eye Andrew, let me know about that. I think that she did have 1 damage on there. And just wanted to show you, remember our goblin footman was right there, you know, and you activate this way. So we're gonna just kind of shuffle our orc siege breaker down here, and our brand new 5th minion will be placed right there. I have the level 1 minion deck. Remember, quest table 1, level 1 minions. When you're working on quest table 2, level 2 minions will spawn in. Quest table 3, level 3 minions will spawn in. Just want to reinforce that so you know. Give it a quick shuffle. Roll d6. We're going to go 4 down. 1, 2, 3, and the new minion that will be spawning in is, okay, another Shadow Dweller, but this is the origin, or it has the origin story. This is our normal version. This is not an elite. So I'm going to grab its cardboard miniature, grab the D8, and let's spawn our beautiful Shadow Dweller into the dungeon. Okay, and I just thought we can just roll right here, and we'll, you know, I'll move you to wherever our lovely Shadow Dweller will be spawning in at. But I thought you would like to check out another origin story. Now, since you already know about the elite version, remember, because it has that web ability, remember I told you, like, when I created these origin stories, I wanted to give kind of like a hint of what you can, like, what a hero can expect or an adventurer could expect if they ran into an elite. So let's check out this origin story really quick. Origins, crypts, and runes. These massive spiders reside within the depths of the crypts and runes across Avalon. An adventurer must always be on guard, as these spiders can shoot webs to immobilize them, leaving them unable to attack. So you can see how that kind of the correlation between the elite and the normal. Okay, so let's see where our Shadow Dweller will be spawning into the dungeon. Roll. We're going to use a D8. There's 8 monster spawn points. And it's going to be 6. And I believe that's over here in the Chapel of Light area. Let's move you over here carefully. Yeah, well, there's a lot of, whoops, as I knock a bookcase over. And so, yeah, there's a lot of minions on this side of the dungeon. So there you go. So we have really a lot of the minions are just kind of in this concentrated area right here. Very interesting. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's activate our first minion, which is our Wraith. Okay, and we're about to activate our minions. First up, of course, is our Shadow Wraith. Base movement of 3 with the roll of a D3, and it does have Shadow Step. So let's generate some movement. I don't think they're going to get very far this turn. Well, 3 and 3 is 6. It's on the orange patrol route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So not quite. But it does have Shadow Step. So we'll see if that activates. And that is on a 16 to 20. That will activate. I have D20 right here. Roll. And no. It is an 8. Okay, our Wraith is done. And I think we're just going to... well, next up is our Shadow Dweller. Is that right? Hopefully I didn't get these out of order, because I think, you know what, I think I messed that up, guys. Sorry. It's actually, I think the Blackwood Prowler was next, because I was moving some cards, so I might have messed that up. So I apologize. So it is right here. It's heading into Ogre's Lair East, and it has a base movement of 5 with the roll of a D3. 1, and so that's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it is going to just occupy that momentarily to pick up a patrol route, and it's going to be orange, and it's just going to simply move back here, and we can have it like that. That will be fine. So it is heading back down. It's going to be going around just like the Wraith did, and around the Well of Eternity. So next up, very convenient, because our red Shadow Dweller is right here in Hero's Vigil. Got to have the props perfect. All right, so it has a base movement of 4 plus the D3, and it's probably, I'm going to roll this now because I think it's probably going to hit that spawn point in Hero's Vigil. Well, maybe not. So 1 orange patrol route, 4 and 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it is ends its turn in Hero's Vigil. Put this back, and Red Widow. Probably what everyone was waiting to see where she is going to go. Remember, she moves 3 quadrants. Guardians always move by quadrants. So let's get the patrol route die. And I'm going to move this back just a little bit, because they make big movement. Let's see where she is going to go. So first movement is purple, and that's going right over here to Ogre's Lair West. And so she's right here. Hopefully you can see that. I'll move it back a bit for you. Now I'll tell you, if she goes blue, she's going to see Matari. Okay, so here's her second movement. Green. Nope. And the green route is right here, so she'll move here. Red Widow's just hanging around the ogre's lair, so we'll just put her that way. Okay, final movement is orange. And you know what? She's going to go right around here. Let me move you over here. That should be good. So going orange, just following the orange patrol route around here, comes around and ends her turn in the Well of Eternity. So we're going to, next turn, we're going to move Zeke and Matari into this area. Probably going to be fighting some minions, I would imagine. Okay, let's go to our Orc Siegebreaker, who is in the Cesspool South area. And we are in the Cesspool South area with our normal version of our Orc Siegebreaker. And we can see that it has a +2 for its base movement. And of course the roll of a d3. And when we left our Orc Siegebreaker, it was on the orange patrol route. So it's going to that skull pile node right here. So it's 2 away. And we'll definitely roll the patrol route die now. And 1. And if it's going to go orange, so that's 3 movement. 1, 2. Kind of thinks, okay, it's going to go back orange. So it's going to move back down. It's going to go to the Tomb of St. Viticus north again. Finally, we have to shoot all the way over to the Chapel of Light north for our final Shadow Dweller. Okay, and here is our new Shadow Dweller in the dungeon. There's its monster card, and of course has a base movement of 4. So let's try to roll right here over here in the village. And it is going to go orange. 3 and 4 is 7. Orange patrol route is right here, going up into the Halls of the Dead east. And we're going to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was pointed that way. So it did not make it to that skull pile node, but it will go in. It'll hit the skull pile node next time. Yes, that's Halls of the Dead east, Halls of the Dead west, right to the left of it. Okay, guys, let's pull the camera back, wrap up turn 10. And guys, that is our wrap for turn 10. I hope that you enjoyed this turn. I thought it was a pretty interesting turn. We're definitely getting, close to the climactic end with the battle with Red Widow. And I want to tell you what I've already thought of what we're going to do. Of course, Albus is making his way to the village. We're going to buy a bunch of torches, and I'm going to have Albus run around and give torches to all the heroes. Torches give a +2 to their base movement. And then we're going to have Zeke and Matari start moving in on Red Widow. And that's so we can get to the final battle. Also, we're going to get into the teleport track before Celebration Day. There's a few churns before Celebration Day occurs. And I'd really like to try to jump into another mystery chamber at that time. I'd like to, hopefully I'd like to show you something that happens. I think you'd enjoy that. And there's a few other things. Attacking a few minions, maybe opening up a treasure chest. So we got some more stuff coming. Guys, I hope you have an awesome day. As always, thank you. I love hanging out with you, and I hope you enjoyed this turn. Turn 11 is going to be up very soon. I'm trying to wrap up the Solo Crusader mode this weekend. We're going to go to Celebration Day because there's a lot of stuff I want to get to work on with some other people, some extra content. This 5th dungeon I've been talking about, I'd love to have that ready for you. So we'll see. Lots of stuff on the horizon. Guys, happy gaming. Stay safe. Love you guys. Thank you again for all your nice comments and your support. Very grateful to you. All right, have a great weekend, and I'll be seeing you very soon in Turn 11. Bye-bye.